welcome to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a what I eat in a day video, but this is the special edition because we're doing Filipino foods. So we're going to be doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm really excited about this video. I've never done a video like this on my channel before, so I'm very pumped to do this. But also, another really exciting thing about this video is that this video is sponsored by Target, you guys. Yup, it is sponsored by Target. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Target is definitely a dream sponsor for me. You guys know, especially if you've been watching me for quite some time now, I do most of my shopping at Target. I do my groceries at Target. So when they reached out asking if they can sponsor my video, I said yes, yes, absolutely. So thank you to my friends at Target for sponsoring this video. So this morning I got up extra early to do my grocery shopping at Target, and Target's Good and Gather grocery and products are an absolute staple in my household. I have it everywhere in my pantry. I have it everywhere in my refrigerator. So I'm really excited to be featuring Good and Gather throughout this entire video. I really hope you're hungry because this video is definitely going to make you hungry, okay? Just a little disclosure out there. All right, let's go. Let's start with breakfast. So to make a champurrado, we're going to need coconut milk, white rice, cocoa powder, salt, and sugar. For rice, I'm using this one from Good and Gather. This is the Enriched long grain white rice. And one of my favorite things about Good and Gather is that they have plenty of rice options to choose from. They have jasmine rice, brown rice, wild rice, just to name a few, which I just think is really nice and convenient to have. And here, I'm only doing 1 cup of rice because for me, this is enough to feed 1 to 2 people.
I'm here with ya. Baby, don't you cry no more. I got 2 arms in an open door.
Next, I'm turning on my Instant Pot and I'm pressing the saute button. Now I'm adding in my rice, 4 cups of coconut milk, and I'm only doing 1 cup of water because basically the more coconut milk you add, the more flavorful it'll taste. And after that, I'm adding in my cocoa powder and mixing that all in until the cocoa powder clumps are gone. And here I'm adding the sugar, and I did about 1 cup of this. And after a few minutes, once it starts going crazy and it starts bubbling like this, mix it 1 last time, and that is it, you guys. Our champurrado is ready to be served. Taste test. I feel like I need more condensed milk, but we'll see. It definitely reminds me of my childhood. It is so good. A pat on the back for this one because it's very delicious, very yummy. It's not too sweet. I'm happy I didn't add more sugar because I was thinking of adding more sugar, but then I was like, I'll just add it if it needs more after I taste it. But I'm really glad I skipped out on adding more sugar because this is really good. Also, I know what my fellow Filipinos are thinking. This is, it's missing something. It's missing tuyo. Next time I will put tuyo. Hello, we are back. Good afternoon. So we are ready for lunch. For lunchtime. So for today's lunchtime menu, we're going to be making tortang talong. And if I was able to eat tortang talong for the rest of my life, honestly, I would be the happiest girl alive because tortang talong is one of my favorites. And obviously, just like any other recipes, there's so many ways to cook tortang talong. But for me personally, this is what works for me. This is what I find, I guess, the easiest. I'm sure some of you guys cook it like this as well. Let me know how you guys cook it because some of my family and friends, they cook it a little differently. So definitely let me know. But yeah, all right, we're ready. Let's cook lunch.
Yeah, we live so fast, it's hard to see the seasons change. There goes another.
So for this, we're literally only going to need 4 items. So of course, we need cooking oil, eggs, 1 eggplant, and salt. And because I'm eating this with rice, I'm gonna cook my rice first because this takes longer to make than the actual dish. While the rice cooks, I'm gonna use my stove to quote-unquote grill my eggplant, and I'm doing it over medium heat, and I basically just keep turning my eggplant until it turns dark. And for me, this is the easiest and most convenient way to cook the eggplant. And if you do decide to try this, just please make sure you keep your eyes on it. Eggplants can fairly cook fast, so just be careful if you do decide to try this method.
After letting it cool down, peel off the skin, aka the balat, and once that's done, grab a fork and flatten it out like a pancake. Next up, I'm grabbing the eggs. I'm using Good & Gather's large brown eggs. And just in case you guys didn't know, Good & Gather is Target's newest and largest grocery brand that feature all types of foods and beverages. And they also have some new items launching this fall. But yeah, I just really love how accessible it is. Like, I can always count on driving down the street to pick up my favorites and my daily necessities like these eggs right here. So here, I'm cracking the egg, adding the salt, beating it, and once it's ready, I add that on top of my eggplant, just like this. For oil, I'm using Good & Gather's vegetable oil. I add about, I want to say half a spoon of that onto the pan, and now it is time for the eggplant to start cooking.
I'm on the way down. Catch the vibe and I feel okay. I got nothing to do but kick it with you. I'm on the way down. Catch the vibe.
So for garnish, I'm going to add green onions on top, and I feel like this is a staple garnish for tortang talong, so you know I had to add it. And I'm also going to be cutting up some grape tomatoes, and of course, we cannot forget our rice, aka our precious kanin. And that is it, you guys. We are ready. Lunch is now officially served.
Of course, I would not be able to eat this without banana ketchup. So here we go. First bite. Yeah, I knew it was gonna be good. If you guys have never tried tortang talong before, I highly recommend it. It's so good, especially if you love eggplant and eggs. So easy to make, and it's a traditional Filipino dish. By the way, I can eat tomatoes by itself. I can actually eat it like an apple, like those regular sized tomatoes. I can eat it like an apple. Is anybody else like that? The only other person who I know who does that is my mom. So let me know. By the way, I don't always eat like this, okay? I promise most days I eat healthy, but you know, today was one of those days where I had to cook all of my favorite dishes, and I'm not mad at it. I'm very happy right now. So good.
Hi, we are back for the last meal of the day, aka dinner, aka my favorite meal of the day. So for tonight's menu, we are going to be cooking chicken tinola for dinner. Chicken tinola will forever be one of my favorite Filipino dishes. When I lived in the Philippines, I remember I used to always request it for dinner or lunch. I'd ask my mom, my uncles, my titas. A little disclaimer though, this will be my first time cooking chicken tinola. So I'm like low-key nervous, but also very excited, because if I perfect this, then I'm gonna be really proud of myself. So here we go, let's cook dinner. For ingredients, we're going to need cooking oil, chicken broth, black peppercorn, garlic, ginger, and fish sauce. We're also gonna need 1 sayote, and I couldn't find pechay, so we're using bokchoy instead. And of course, we're gonna need 1 medium onion, which I'm chopping into tiny pieces. Also, we can't forget the chicken. I went with drumstick, which you guys will see in a second. For ginger, I'm using about half of that, and I'm peeling off the skin and cutting it into thin slices. Same thing for sayote, I'm peeling it off first, removing the seed in the middle, and chopping them into small chunks like this. Next, I'm getting my Instant Pot ready, and I'm using the saute option. I'm going to be adding a little bit of vegetable oil in there, and now it's time for garlic, ginger, and onion. Now we wait till the onion turns transparent, and then we add the chicken. For chicken broth, I'm using this one from Good & Gather, and I really love how there's no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives inside of it. All of their products in assortment do not contain artificial sweeteners or any high fructose corn syrup, which is absolutely amazing. Basically, all of their products were designed with taste and quality in mind, so there's really lots of options for the whole family to enjoy. In here, I'm adding about 4 cups of this into the pot. After that, I added about 10 peppercorn. This one is also by Good & Gather, and next I'm adding all of our sayote. Now it's time to close it all up. I'm adjusting the Instant Pot to 15 more minutes to let it cook for a little bit more. Once the 15 minutes is up, release the pressure and make sure to release it all before opening it back up. So the last few things we need to do is add 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, or however much you want, depending on how you like it. Next, I'm adding the bokchoy, and I'm really making sure that they're all dunked in there, so you know they're also getting a little bit of cook time as well. After about 10 to 15 minutes, we are all done, you guys. It is finished, and dinner is now ready to be served.
It looks absolutely beautiful and delicious, by the way. So here we go. Let's do the taste test. Also, in case you guys are wondering where my rice is, I decided to skip out on rice for dinner time because we already had rice for breakfast and lunch. So yeah, here we go. I want to try the soup first, the sabaw first, and let's see what that tastes like. Oh my gosh, yes. That is very delicious. I'm gonna try the chicken last and go for the vegetables first because I'm obsessed with vegetables. Yep, it tastes so good. It's very delicious, very flavorful, and it definitely reminds me of my childhood, just like my mom cooks it, just like my uncles and my aunts cook it. Now I'm gonna try the chicken. Yep. So juicy and so tender. I'm giving myself a round of applause for this one. Okay, I did an absolute great job. Pat on the back, pat on the back. You know how I always say 10 out of 10? Highly recommend. This is a 20 out of 10. Highly recommend, okay? All right, you guys, so that concludes our very first ever What I Eat in a Day video, Filipino edition. Definitely let me know down in the comment section below if you guys want to see more videos like this. Also, be sure to check the description box to shop Target's Good & Gather groceries and products. And again, thanks to Target for sponsoring this video. I'm going to list everything I used in this video down in the description box, so definitely check it out. So yeah, I shall continue eating my very delicious chicken tinola. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.